Good afternoon. It's January the 26th, 2018. Time to wrap up the day and take a look at tomorrow. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have been overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, we liked the Emini today. We thought we would get a retest of resistance at 55. We were prepared to sell. Failure to take out and hold that area. Our second sell zone was 59 to 61. Stayed in that area for a while. We just busted out. We got a strong market. I think the world, the guys that lived through the Reagan rally, and go back and look at those are cuts in personal income taxes, are looking at the cuts in corporate taxes and what it can do for America's economy. And the rest of it could be as transformational as that was. The Reagan tax cuts got up to about 2003, well into George W. Bush's administration, and started with Reagan, 25, 30-year move. So we could be looking at the same thing right now, especially with our advantage in energy. So anyway, we like the market. This was a legitimate short. We were talking through this. My conclusion was that we were going to go higher. We did. And then after lunch, the crowd comes back and they're buying it once again. So strong market right here. Kenneth and 10's 2870 is within reach here in the close. So very, very strong market. F1 is going to show. And I've rearranged all these charts. This is my fast market screen. Higher low, higher high, find a place to buy it. F2 is going to be a very strong P. Multiple distributions higher. So if the market were to close right here at 67, 69, 71, sell one. Not really interested in the short side of the market, as you all know. Then 74, 76 for sell two. Coming into this on a structural or market number trade, you'd have a limit sell at 74.50. On the buy side, we broke out from 63, so 62, 64 buy one, 58.60 buy two. We have some news on Monday. I don't have any consensus estimates for them. They weren't out there. Personal income, personal spending, and Dallas Fed. So we'll pick those up on Monday morning. Lord willing, creek don't rise. Or as my wife would say, if the Lord is willing and the creek doesn't rise. My wife swears I'm from the uneducated part of the state of Tennessee. Probably right. You have missed one of the great pleasures in life, not being married to a grammarian, an ex-English major, and an adverb cop. It does change your perspective. Okay, inside day on treasuries. We look for a pause day today because of the auctions this week. We got it. Market did sell today. Strength in the Emini. The fourth quarter GDP numbers that are just coming in right now, a little bit lower than forecast. They're looking for 2.9 came in at 2.6. So that gave us some early support, but that's old news, and people are pointing. They'll be looking at this next month, the January statistics, and seeing if they're coming in beating the consensus expectations. So right here on the note and the bond, 4 to 8 is resistance, so selling 3s to 7s, sell 1. 11 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, 28 to the buck, buy 1. 21.25, buy 2. Now, if you're frustrated if the directional calls of the market are right, and we've got that behind us, and you're on the right side of the market, then if you're not making money, for most of us, it would be you're not taking the trades. The other one would be that your stop is too close. And I have seen very few people that make money with trailing stops because they're too tight. And that could be another reason that you're not making money, is that your stops are too close. They're not wide enough. I mean, ultimately, if you can come in and say higher and lower and be right, you know, you're put the trades out there and you disappear and you come back at lunch or you come back at the close. Okay, we started out today wanting structurally to sell 17, to buy 17s and sell 31s. And we guessed the market on the 30-year would close probably at 149. Then we revised it down to 24. The market maker, I thought we might get back up to 49 here off the lows, but we had 24 to 28 as resistance, and we had this trade was called out at 7 Central this morning before the day session opened, so we did pretty well. And we could, I saw pretty easy to get to 24, 28, and then after that I didn't know, and we managed to get to 30. It looks like we're going to close it at 24. That's between the 148.16 and 150, and a little bit below, again, a little bit below our swag here at 149, maybe a eighth of a point. Excuse me, a quarter of a point. We have a B pattern right here. We've got a pretty clean break in the market at 149. So our first area of resistance is the buck to 28. So 3 to 7 sell 1. 11 to 15 sell 2. Why is the market selling? Because the Fed's going to raise interest rates. 16 to 20, number 1. 9 to 13, buy 1. 1 to 5, buy 2. Boy, Trump's proposal for the Dreamers has the very conservative radio talk show hosts and TV guys just absolutely apoplectic about what he's done from a negotiating standpoint. But I'm guessing he's probably done an end run around the Democrats. He's doubled the number they were talking about. He's given them a path to citizenship that was going to come up. And chain migration, the wall, and no more lottery deals. And he doubled the number of DACA people that were going to have a pathway to citizenship. So he may have actually outsmarted or outwitted the Democrats on this one. I mean, I don't know if he did or didn't, but that remains to be seen. But the conservative, a lot of the conservative radio people don't like what he just did. I'm just hoping that the adults are in charge and that they're making good long-term decisions up there. I have no idea if that's the way to go or not. What I do know is that there's no call for mass deportation of Latinos. Inside day on gold. That is trading range. Okay, we had no crashes today because I eliminated the Renko charts and the F5 charts on 4 of our 6 markets. $5 range, basically we had 48 to 53. You can see the market needs volume in this area, so we ought to find buyers below 40, and we ought to find sellers above 55 as this distribution tries to normalize, take on this shape right here. I've already hearing calls for gold breaking out 1400. Here we come. Take out 1364 right up here. 75 in the buck are the next stops. So right now 53, 55, sell 1. Let's make it 54, 56. Pick up the Globex high. And then 59.61 for sell 2. On the buy side, our 48.46 look pretty good. So we'll do that again, buy 1. And then we'll make 42.44, buy 2. Pick up that spot right there. But hopefully everybody is working on the context. I try to give you the rationale or why I think a trade should be taken. Try to put a why behind it. Combination of structure, combination of price activity and the fundamentals, and hopefully over time it'll increase your skills in there. At least it'll give you something to think about, right? Okay, crude oil. We guessed the Baker Hughes rig count would be higher than last week because of the price of the oil. It was. Saudi Arabia today blew some people off and said, we're not talking about shale oil. Let's talk about something else. All you want to talk about is shale oil. Discussion closed on that topic. So Saudi Arabia rhetorically is supporting the market in the Gulf states by saying we're going to roll the 2018 production quotas into 2019. Probably we'll roll them. Oh yes, we will roll them. Yeah, it's still on the table. So what everybody's counting on is economic growth taking up the slack. Okay, crude oil, lower high, lower low. F1 says we can find a place to sell it. The F2 screen's not going to look the same. We've got a very, very strong piece, so we got a pretty good chance of retesting the 66.50 area. So 25 to 50, sell 1. 75 to the buck, sell 2. Market number wise, 67.50 is a potential trading target. And when we spilled in 2014, we spent a lot of time in the 65, 67 area. So 65, 67 is one of those move, pause, move areas. So it was a pause area. Last rotate down stopped at what, 05, 02. So maybe stops below the buck here, 65, 75, 66, buy 1. And 25 to 50, buy 2. Pretty much where we were this morning. Plus a buck. Well, Steve Wynn is the latest guy to get accused of sexual peccadillos and sexual harassment. Man, what happens in the... I'll tell you what, the entertainment industry, it just seems to me that half the people that want to get a career in entertainment go into it with their eyes wide open, knowing that they're going to have to sleep with a couple of people to get to the top. And the others learn by doing, so to speak. The casting couch has been around since day one in Hollywood. And if it's in Hollywood, it's probably in Vegas and New York, where we have our big entertainment centers. But money can go to your head. You're just above it all. The rules are for little people and not for you. And you get intoxicated with power and able to get away with stuff. Look at the athletes. All their lives they've been coddled. And you're aghast when you get caught. It's like, what? Inside day here on the euro. Tested support today. And this is on a nickel price range right now, so we can see more of the activity. Definitely have a B. Definitely trying to trade lower. So 24.75, sell 1. 125 even, sell 2. On the buy side, we're going to make 24.25, buy 1. And 124 even, buy 2. And that's it for this January the 26th, 2018. We've had another just really good week of trading. We had some extra volatility to work with this week, and hopefully it'll be there for us next week. You all have a great weekend. I'll see you bright and early Monday morning. And Henry probably will have to go to the doggy psychologist. I'm taking Charlie home after a month, so he'll be severely depressed, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all have a great weekend.